Sup, Ripple? How the frigs it going? Welcome to a fake Friday here on Vloggin' Life. We're gonna go make ourselves some breakfast, probably put together a lunch for work, and then we gotta go. It's about 2:30 now, so not that we're in a rush or anything, but holy shit, sunnier and friggin' out. Yeah, boy. Better be like that tomorrow. We got mini bikes to ride. I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going to take the red bike out instead of the black bike, even though I've already tested the black bike and we know it works. Reason for the red bike is there's no Mickey Mouse in to get it to be awesome. It's just works, you know? Hey, it survived the abuse that Adrian put it through last year, so you got to give it some credulence. But right now I'm going to fire up the toaster, make an egg and toast, and go from there. Going to do scrambled eggs again because I forgot how much I love scrambled eggs until I had them yesterday and then realized I need to have that more in my life. No! I'm trying to teach him to stop jumping and it's sort of working. Sort of. Like now he's all frustrated because he's not allowed to... No! Yeah, snort because he's not allowed to jump. Like the last thing I need to be doing is my brother coming over here with the baby and him jumping up trying to trip him up, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's no. I said no. No. Go to your bed. Get to your bed. To your bed. Go. In your bed. Get to your bed. Now. In your bed. Get in your bed. In your bed. Go. Get in your bed. I'm going to call you Defiant from now on, you little bastard, because you defy me all the time. For freak's sakes, I forgot to hit go on my coffee maker. Because, Brecky's all done. Oreo's still defiant. No. You're going to learn not to jump. I'm going to break that out of you. One of these decades. And that's the other thing is like, he doesn't understand, you know, little people versus big people. He just wants to jump and lick everybody. Like a little baby versus a 6'1" me. He don't give a fuck. You know, he just jumps around like an idiot. So, yeah, got to be careful with him around kids. I know he would sit there and he would play with Jules as kids and he wouldn't care. He'd get right in their face. He was stupid like that. Right, buddy? No. No jumping. Ever. I'm touching your forehead. How does that make you feel? I'm going to put a white stripe right down here and then it's going to spread out and it's going to go down your back and then we're going to call you Skunk Dog. Well, it looks like Adrian fabricated himself another chain guard for his mini bike. I forgot his last one broke. This one looks a little bit more sturdy. Oh my goodness. Redneck ingenuity at its finest, people. Alrighty, well I'm going to go downstairs, bang together a lunch, and then we're going to hit the road, go off to work, and see what kind of nonsense we got to go through tonight to get through tonight so we can have ourselves a weekend. Yeah, boy. And this weekend I'm also planning on not drinking because I don't really want to drink. I kind of want to lose weight, and this is the whole reason why I'm eating eggs in the morning and packing a lunch rather than going to the store. Is because if I pack a lunch, it's better food, better quality food anyway. And if I go to the store, I end up with a bag of Doritos, a couple chocolate bars, and a pop, you know? And that's not really exactly healthy. So, and by not exactly healthy, it's not healthy one fucking bit, you know what I'm saying? Watch your snout, puppy. Closing the door. Or he'll sticking his head in the fucking door again. Jesus. So we got a bowl of that rice, 2 apples, and some carrots and celery. That should be good enough for tonight. Can't remember if I mentioned it on yesterday's vlog, but I was looking on my phone there. I got this program on my phone called Reebie, and it gets all the flyers onto it. Where's Bobby's At showed me that one a while back, and I've been using that ever since, which is why I've been trying my best to cancel the delivery of flyers to my house because I don't need the flyers. I have Reebie. And basically in the flyer they had this thing at Crappy Tire. It was a hydro seed kit. Hook it up to your garden hose, put the shit into the jug, spray your lawn down, and then they say it works in like a couple days. All of a sudden you get green, nice, flush grass coming out of your yard. And one kit's good for 700 square feet, which probably not good for the whole backyard, but I don't really care about the backyard. That's going to need a mowing soon, frig sakes. What I care about is the front yard, you know, curb appeal. Like if you take a look at my front yard, it's not exactly the prettiest front yard out there, right? Thinking about buying the kit and then mowing the front yard, chopping her all down, and then hosing her down, and then seeing if we can get some grass to show up out there. Maybe make that front yard look a little bit nicer. Have some nice green flush grass, just like overseed the living snot out of it. And then maybe that might kill off the weeds a little bit. Apparently this shit has fertilizer. It's got mulch, fertilizer, and something else all built into it. And it's designed for lawns like mine. And it's also good for people who have spotty lawns. Like, well, the backyard's not really, well, I shouldn't say that. It's spotty. You know, it's pretty spotty. You know, we got like there's holes in the grass everywhere. But I don't really care about the back lawn. I just like to keep it short, to keep the snakes away, because a short lawn will deter snakes from showing up, and you know how much I love those fucking things. So that's my plan. Is I was going to pick that up. It's a $20 kit, and I'm not sure the cost of the refills for it. But you know, $20 to blast my front lawn with hydro seed and maybe get a lawn out of it. That's a pretty good price, I think. Yeah, that's going to need a mowing in the very near future, but like the front lawn doesn't look too bad right now, but it's a lot of knot grass. You know, it's a lot of crabs and weeds and garbage and bullshit and nonsense. So hitting this with the hydro seed probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Probably wouldn't. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, oh fuck, I forgot about the lunch. I'm an idiot all the time. Anyway, it's time to get off to work, so let's pitter patter and have at her and get our arseholes in there, I guess. So yeah, I couldn't read any reviews on that hydro seed kit, if it actually works or not. I'd like to read some reviews of people who used it, if they had good results or bad results, and then I could decide if wasting $20 on it. Oh, look at that, a weight bench. Oh, I wonder if he's giving that away. Fuck, if he is, I need that. But yeah, like it'd be nice if it does work well, because you know, laying seed down, then you gotta water it and fertilize it and all that shit, and if you can do it all in one stop, like one shot with some water, well, that just sounds brilliant to me. Like, that sounds like a good time. I could just sit there and hose down the lawn. Hell, I could even do an awesome video of hydro spraying that you guys might find funny. I wish we could have Killex in this town, but Ontario banned that kind because apparently it pollutes too much and gets into our water systems and contaminates our water, drinking water and all that shit, so we're not allowed that kind anymore. However, the government totally wants to run an oil pipeline right through our drinking lake, so I don't understand the logic. I can't spray my lawn with a pesticide and a herbicide, but they can totally run crude oil. Whoa, 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 fucking take your time there, bus. Jesus, fuck, that bus was about to run the stop sign. I'm telling you, man, bus drivers, kids bus drivers around here. Ones that can drive the kids home from school and to school. Fucking maniacs. Thank God I don't have children riding on those banana mobiles. I'd be scared shitless every time the friggin' thing picked them up and dropped them off. Son of a bitch. But anyway, I'm willing to give it a try, but I'd like to see some reviews. I might check YouTube. Maybe some people have tried this kind already, and they can say yay or nay. And holy shit, what happened there? A huge ass friggin' crack in the curb. Somebody probably just ate her. Yeah, I got up this morning, hopped on Facebook to see what's going on, and noticed that there's not a recall, but a problem with the Chevy trucks, the kind like Bloke has and that Rex had, and that apparently they're springing leaks, not springing leaks, but they're rusting out in the brake line department. Apparently the brake lines are rotting right out, right? So that's probably not a good thing. It's probably not a good thing. And it's happening on all that model, like the one that Bloke has and Rex had. Apparently it's like over 2 million trucks with the exact same thing, and GM is not issuing a recall order on this. They're just gonna let it go. Let it be what it is and say, fuck it, it's up to you guys to maintain your shit and get your brake lines checked every time you have her in for oil and do your work. But the reason why they're rotting out is because where they're placed is not a good spot, and yeah. I remember my buddy Chuck used to tell me that. He's like, oh, GM suck for their brake lines always rotting out. Because I remember my old 89 Sierra, when we got the engine in, he was doing a test on it, and he decided to do a brake test, and he was changing the brakes on it because the brakes were fucked. So we're doing brakes on her, and he went to go bleed the line, and he's like, okay, well, he had my buddy Mitch over, I was at work, and he had Mitch pump the brakes while he was doing whatever. You know how to bleed lines. I don't know how to bleed lines, but anyway, apparently while I was doing that, all of a sudden one of the lines just completely snapped and blew brake fluid all over my driveway. So I had to get a new brake line for it, and then he looked it over and he goes, holy fuck, the whole brake line system's just shot. So we had to buy a whole new brake line from front to back and put that all in. And, well, he put that all in. I didn't know how to do it. I had to buy a special, no, I had to rent a special tool for it, that flanging tool that Iron Man gave me. That would have been useful back then. Right now, you know, I don't really use it because I'm not really a mechanic, but it's cool to have it because if I ever need it or if Chuck ever needs it, I have it, so you can just use it. But, yeah, it's pretty awesome. And, it had bad brakes. I missed that truck even though it was only two-wheel drive and completely impossible to drive in the winter because it just didn't stick to the ground that well. It was still a fun truck to drive in the summer because I did the, well, I lowered that thing. Two-wheel drive. I bought the Canuck Motorsport suspension kit. It was like $300 and it did a 4-inch in the front, 6-inch in the rear drop. And I swear the truck sat about as high as this car. Like, well, no, not that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was a little higher than this car, but still a lot lower than like a Chevy Silverado should sit. And being two-wheel drive, she did epic burnouts, and the engine in it was a 305, but that blew up, so we put a 350 into it. She had tons of power. It was awesome. Used it to help move my buddy. We used it to do dump runs, both me and Dad and my buddy, and I used it to go pick up some shit and did a scrap run with it. That was fun. My truck was pretty much like Marcel St. Jean's blue truck. Exactly the same, like no difference except for mine was black and his was blue. Mine was a GMC and I think his is a Chevy. I can't remember if his is a GMC or a Chevy. But same fucking trucks regardless, right? I bought the kit so I could install a stereo into it because it didn't have a deck. Oh no, it had a deck, but it was just AM, FM radio, no tape deck, no nothing. So I put an actual CD player into it. And yeah, it was an awesome truck to drive. The exhaust was pretty burly on it. It had an aftermarket exhaust system on it. I don't know what brand, but it sounded pretty beefy. I regret getting rid of that truck so much. But that was me getting talked into doing that by my ex. Because she was mad that I had 3 cars in the driveway and she only, well, at the time she didn't have one. And it's like I let her drive my shit, but that wasn't good enough. Apparently she was jealous because of all my material possessions. Actually, she was jealous because I made more money than her and she didn't understand how that makes sense. But then again, she's anti-union, so what can you say? That's why she's mad. I don't know. I should have done like that country song said. She don't like my truck, leave her. Well, I did leave her, but that was after I got rid of my truck. That was, because if I had that truck today, it'd still be running. I'd still be using it. Fuck, I probably would have got rid of this thing and just drove the fuck out of that, because body-wise, that truck was mint. Hey buddy, it's fucking May there. Take your popcorn tires off there, hey bud? Highly illegal to be driving around with friggin' studded tires right now. That's the noise you were hearing, was the studded tires on that G6. Never understood why people need to stud their tires, unless they live out of town on a rural road. You know, like my buddy living way out there in the bush there. Oh fuck, okay, I thought he was going straight. I thought we were about to have a head-on collision with a cabbie. Oh fuck yeah, you can see the studs on that G6. It's kind of ridiculous, but like unless you live somewhere where your roads aren't maintained that well and they're always icy, that's where studs will come in handy. But if you live in the city, fuck, the city's pretty good at taking care of the roads. You guys saw this winter. There was never, well, there might have been a one day where the roads weren't plowed properly and it was a bit of a hoor to drive, but that's the fun time, you know? Because your ass end's kicking out and you get to pretend you're all street racer mode and have a good time driving. But even then, like, there's still no need. Just a good set of winter tires will get you through the winter in North Bay. You don't have to go balls to the walls and put fucking studs into them and chains and all that shit. That just tells me that you really can't drive your car and you probably shouldn't be behind the wheel if you need all that extra traction. What next? You're gonna replace your tires with tank treads, for fuck's sakes? Like, that would be kind of cool if you could. You probably can. Oh no, you can, because there's that truck video on Facebook where Buddy rolls over top of these things, clips them on, and boom, he goes from being a truck to a tank. But I wouldn't imagine that would fit well on a car. Oh, Jesus. One of these friggin' millennials, they'll repair that entrance. Probably not anytime soon. Oh, Christ, I'm parked beside the boss's Dodge. This is just lovely. Something I wanted to talk about now that I'm beside the boss's truck, eh? Yeah, freaking Dodge Ram. You guys were saying like, oh Adam, look at a Toyota Tacoma. You know, you can get them for like fucking 20 grand out the door. Keep in mind, in the Americas and the USA, you guys pay a hell of a lot less for your cars than we pay up here. Like, I went on Toyota.ca, or actually I went to our local Toyota dealership, and they have the Tacoma, which is their lowest end truck. It's like their quarter ton, I guess. I don't know. They got the Tundra, which is the big guy, and the Tacoma, which is the little guy. And the Tacoma with the V6, rear wheel drive only, that's like the base model with no bells, no whistles, just here's a truck with a 5-speed manual transmission. Now they had another one there, used 2011 Tacoma with the V6. I don't know what the size of the V6 is, but anyway, it has a V6, 5-speed manual, has the AM, FM, MP3, CD player, a couple other toys into it, you know, some interesting stuff. But they wanted $14K for that one, but also 2-wheel drive. Now, I always thought, like, for me, a pickup truck that doesn't have 4x4 is like having a huge cock and not being able to get a boner, you know? It's kind of pointless to me to have a rear-wheel drive truck. Like, you don't use 4x4 often, but if it's wintertime and you need it, it's nice to have it. And if you don't have it, you're going to have a whore of a time getting your truck out of the drive, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to be losing control like crazy all the time. Where when you have it, it's nice because then you can actually get around no problem. Especially because, you know, rear-wheel drive in a truck in the winter kind of sucks because you don't have a lot of weight in the box. The ass end of the truck's not the heaviest, it's the front end. Even when you rug the throttle, all the weight goes to the back and squats it, pushing the tires down, but still, there's not enough weight in the box. Now, you can add weight to it. You can get those weight mats where you put them in the back over top of the axle, and it puts more weight over the tire, you know, 300 pounds of weight over the tire, whatever it is, you know, 100 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever it may be. And that might help you out, but a 4-wheel drive truck is where I want to go. And the cheapest 4-wheel drive truck I can find is a Ford. But you know what? I said, frig it. I'm not going to bother buying a new vehicle yet. I'm just going to fix this piece of shit up, and we're going to drive this here for a couple more years. It's paid for. I don't owe it anything. It doesn't owe me anything. So you know what? We're just going to drive this until something really good comes up. I'm going to save up a bunch of money for a down payment, but something else I need to save up for is a new camera. Because this one here is starting to give me grief in the memory card department. Thought it was the memory card, but it turns out it's not. It's getting a connectivity error. The pins inside the camera, and I checked them, they're clean, so it's got to be an internal fault. Basically, they're not always reading the memory card right, and it's causing some dickery. So you'll turn the camera on, and it'll go memory card read error, and then you pull the memory card out, put it back in. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. When it does work, don't fuck with it ever again, because if you do, you're just going to wreck the memory card, and it won't work right. So for the time being, what I've been doing is I've been plugging my camera into the USB port on my computer, downloading the footage, and then formatting it from the camera's menu. Before, what I would do is take the memory card out, plug it into my USB 3.0 reader, plug it into a 3.0 port, download all the files really fast. So the only downside to doing it the new way is I'm going through USB 2.0 because this camera doesn't support 3.0. And it takes a little bit longer, and you can't remove the files from the memory card. You can only copy them. It puts the camera in read-only mode. Kind of a pain in the cock, but whatever, it works. So I'm probably going to end up getting a new camera. So right now I'm just leaving all my friggin' YouTube money in my PayPal. I'm going to let that build up for a bit, get about 500 bucks in there. And I'm probably going to look at the Canon Vixia, even though I'd rather wait until I have about $1,200 in there, and look at the Canon G2, which is a really, really, really supreme camera. High definition to the tits. It's basically what they use to film like Trailer Park Boys and stuff like that. Like, it's a prosumer, high quality camera with so many options for upgrades that you can turn this thing into a prime time friggin' awesome camcorder, you know what I'm saying? And like, even out of the basket, like, it has a hot shoe, so I could hook up my friggin' mic. I could start using my shotgun mic. That'd be nice. I'd love to use that with a camera. The audio coming off of that would be so sick. You know, it's got the light attachment, so you can hook up a light to it. So if you need a light, you got a light. It's got all these different options and bells and whistles onto it. And then the add-ons, like I said, the add-ons are insane. Like, you can really, really give her and make some real high quality friggin' videos. And on YouTube, I noticed one thing is people love visually amazing videos. Like, if the video is just beautiful, they're gonna watch it. If the video is shaky and grainy and looks like it was filmed with a friggin' cell phone from 2006, people aren't gonna watch that shit because their eyes are gonna puke. Like, you know, and we can't have that. So like this camera does a decent job. It obviously doesn't do full 1080p. It fakes it big times. And what I mean by that is the sensor's not big enough to do 1080p. It's only a 1.5 megapixel sensor. And in order to do 1080p, you need at least 1.9 megapixels. So like the Canon Vixia is a 2.03 megapixel, I believe. No, it's higher than that, 3.9, I think it is. Anyway, it's up there. It's more than enough to do 1080p, but this camera isn't. So when you have a camera that isn't, what happens is the software inside will interpolate it and add in aspects to make it 1080p, like add a couple lines here and there, just taking blending from both the top and the bottom and then trying to fill it in. It works, but not as good as a true 1080p camera. Now keep in mind, I bought these cameras back when I was with the X. Like this camera here is what? We're 2015, so this camera here is 2 years old. The other camera would still be working if I wasn't an idiot and didn't friggin' weld with it and blew out the sensor. But like these cameras lasted 2 years of constant daily use of collecting about an hour's worth of footage every day. Like the average people use their camcorder when they go on vacation or they have a baby and they want to film its first time walking or crawling or first time eating or first time birthday cake or, you know, something like that, something cute like that. People don't really take out their video cameras, shove it in their face and talk nonsense all day long like I do. So when you got somebody like me using a camera this much, it really puts a lot of stress on it, right? So they don't last that long, you know? So I'm going to try and get as much life as I can out of this camera before she shits the bed. I got a couple more, I got at least 2-3 more months left to go before I can actually have enough to get the Vixia 600, and by then the 700 will probably be out. So that's the plan there, is get a new camera, because this one here, God knows how long it's going to last, and then just friggin' carry on with the vlogs. And now a lot of people were asking me, well, does this mean you're not going to do the daily vlogs anymore? Because I talked about that thing that when I was talking to my friend Melissa, about how she said, you know, do less is more. And it's true on YouTube, less is more. Look at the YouTubers who are the biggest, you know, except for like PewDiePie and all of them, because they upload daily video game videos. But like I'm talking about the people who do vlogs, like, you know, you got people who will put up one video a week and they have tons of subscribers, their videos have tons of views. That's what they do. But I'm not about that. Like, despite what Everyday Vlogger said, if I was all about the numbers, I wouldn't be doing this shit the way I'm doing it. I'd be doing it completely different, and I'd be giving her. But I'm not all about the numbers. I'm just about making videos, for egg's sakes. Like, that's what I thought YouTube was all about, but some people see it differently because they're stupid, and it's the way she goes. But anyway, people, it's time for me to head inside and start friggin' working, so that's what I'm gonna do, and I will talk to you guys later. So thanks for watching my video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, put them down below. I've been responding to them lately, the ones I want to anyway, the ones that are just ignorant I've just been ignoring. And until next time, people, keep on vlogging.